So yeah, hey, I got cut off. So fuck you, alright? She would love that. She would just love the banter back and forth. And that's the other thing is I'm sorry that I take things so personally, because that's part of the problem with our communication, because I call you nerd, and I mean that in my way, which is, the way the whole world's seeing it now, which is like cool, right? And then you call me dork, and I'm kind of like, all right, well, maybe he's kind of understand the nerd thing. I don't know, but then, and I'm kind of like, is that offensive? I don't know what's going on here. Is it whatever? And I'm sure you're thinking the same thing. So we're just kind of like both like, being silly as all hell with that. And then I realized, when I started watching some more actors and stuff, and the way that they express their humor in their body, and I was like, oh my god, I really am a dork, and I have fully accepted that now. So thank you for helping me accept the parts of me that I didn't want to. I don't know. Yeah, because I always think it's gonna be a bad thing, and then I realize, what the hell, it's not. That's how my mind works. Because I'm very cool like that. Way cooler than Catherine, obviously. Oh, it's true. It's true. I've seen the horrors.
Da, 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 da.
You're singing on the same song. You're like, Catherine.
Yeah, I got away.
Well, we might pull that then, huh? Who knows? Who the frick knows nowadays? Well, that's the other thing too, is that I kind of had to realize with my twin that, it's okay to be myself. And the other thing was like, well, they kind of already saw myself because I put it all over YouTube, I was like, well, I guess I can't really be embarrassed because if I'm in person acting like this, because this person kind of should suspect, that that's gonna happen. The Ace of Cups. Okay, so this is cute because oh no, I'm sorry. The Three of Cups was not in reverse. That is exuberance, fulfillment, hospitality, support, celebration. So we relate to this. I mean, deep down, no matter what our minds are going through while we're healing, our hearts are celebrating. That's what I learned, and because it feels right. So I'm learning to have to put my heart over my head again, and it's only hard because of the heartbreak that we go through. So and it's okay to heal yourself. I always tell people that if you treat your heart like a broken leg, because it's the same thing. Why not treat yourself with the same compassion that you would if you had a broken anything else, and I only know that because I've had a broken leg before. I had a spiral fracture, which is one of the most painful breaks you can get, I guess, and I almost died from it because I went into shock. So, and I wasn't allowed to take pain, or I didn't take pain medication. So that was, I'm just a badass. What do you want? Hopping around on one foot, pretty cool. But this was in reverse, and let's see, it's Ace of Cups in intimacy, fertility, beginnings, openness, insight, abundance, and reversed is uncertainty, instability, ambivalence, vulnerability, erosion, instability. So there's been a few things that have, I guess, just spiritually come to me and help me get some more insight on, how you're feeling with everything. And, my personal opinion is you're overworked by something. So I don't know exactly what those things are, but I am feeling that from you. So I do feel like, if I don't know if you need me to give you permission to heal yourself. I'm not expecting you to do anything at this point. Like, I'm not expecting you to come, knock on my door or anything like that. Like, I've really gotten to a place where I'm just like, I'm just happy that, I've gotten to meet someone like you, from a distance or, whatever. It's been really cool, to feel, the love that you have, and like, you really do deserve this, and so do I, so just take your time, like, be really patient with yourself, because it's not, we're not gonna go anywhere. Like, the heavens and our ancestors and, like the angels and stuff want this to happen. And that's kind of what I was saying with my patriarchal blessing, was what I've realized is that they have psychics become the patriarchal blessing dudes. And for mine, it was, it was like word for word exactly what's been happening in my life. But that's the thing. Don't take that stuff like technical. Don't take it logically, because it's so much deeper than what you're seeing. So much deeper. But this is a good one too, because look how these came together, and this came up a few times for you. I always see you as a king, but also a queen, because I just know that stuff about you, because I've had dreams about you. There's just stuff that I know about you because of my dreams. And so I'm never trying to be offensive. I just, like, I do want, like, pure honesty and, like, openness. So that's for me. I do feel a lot more like fluid with my trust and all that stuff if it's just pure openness and vulnerability, but I understand that that's really hard, so I'm not trying to, like, push any of that, now, okay? I think in the past, like, I kind of was, and, I don't know, maybe we just needed to hash it out like we did, but everything's forgiven. I'm not bitter about anything. I'm just really grateful that I got to have this experience, because it's taught me so much about myself, and it's taught me to really, like, stand up for myself and say no to being taken advantage of, and no to just things that are not freeing me and not serving my largest self, as I like to call it. Some people say highest self, and I was saying that to myself and it didn't feel right. And so I thought, what about largest self? Because when I think of that, I think of the width and the whole, like, encompassing of the universe, being, like, a part of me. And so is this what, like, everything inside of me and everything outside of me wants, kind of forgot where I was going with that. So I mean, there's reasons that I've decided to just fully trust everything, and it is because of the things that you've done to, show, like, who you are. And at the same time, that initially I did trust you fully, and so we're just kind of getting back in the groove of that, because I think you're starting to realize that I wasn't trying to, like, attack your spiritual belief system. I was just trying to share my own beliefs and heal people. And so I think now that you're understanding where I'm coming from with that, it just makes it so much easier for me to trust in everything. But there's also, like, really specific things Spirit's shown me that it's made it a lot easier. And so I'm trusting the universe, and that, you're a part of that. And it's really helped my mind come at ease. And this has only been in the past like few days that this is developed, and so it's very new to me. But I've definitely gone through like I've noticed with my union phases where it's like I'll feel totally relaxed and my mind is just like really healed, especially when I first arrived at my cousin's to heal myself. I I would just, it was just like this wave of like peace would come over me, and like comfort and safety and like all the wonderful things that are so much better than honestly like any like drug or whatever I've experienced, and then all of a sudden my mind will kick in, because my mind will try to protect myself from having, like being abandoned again or just being used again. I mean, that's kind of the bottom line is I'm just trying to like heal myself, and my mind's kind of like, well, I'd rather, I mean, obviously just because I do care about myself, I don't want to put myself in a position where especially as a sensitive empath, I might take on someone else's pain and they're not aware of it, and it could really, hurt our relationship. And so that was why, I went really slow with us. And then, I met my friend's partner, and I just decided, well, we're kind of going through some things, so I'll just help him in the meantime. And for me, it wasn't a romantic thing at all, and I think that that now. But I really love this because it has roses at the bottom. Look at that. Look how in sync these cards are, just for both of us. You've got the roses and I've got the sunflowers, and that's already just so in sync with the universe aligning everything together. So it says, a romantic partner you can trust, excellent advice that comes from the heart, getting involved in a cultural or creative endeavor. And we both know kind of what our mission is, and that's the thing, is that I understand that maybe part of your concern is financial things, because my dreams showed me certain things, and I don't really, I mean, sometimes I get confused because I don't really know what's going on with that, but I also don't really care. Like especially now, I just, I've never really seen money in the same way as other people do. Because I kind of went through the game and kind of did that already. And I'm not trying to, like say anything bad. I'm just saying like, for me, it's not like a deal breaker if you were broke. I've dated, my false was homeless. So that's what I was trying to say with that, is that, I mean, please take some time off work if that's going to heal your mental health and your heart. And, those are directly connected. So let's talk about that too, because, your heart is the real brain, okay? Scientists have studied that the electromagnetic fields of the heart are double than the mind's. So that indicates the IQ levels, okay? And this is where intuition makes sense, right? Because when I was first talking to you, I think that you might have been a little scared that I was able to feel your feelings and stuff, and I totally understand that. It's just, if you can't relate, that's just kind of like, it's kind of scary. And I was afraid of you because I have been hurt by really, big guys, and so that's just kind of what intimidated me. Is like I'm like, well, I got to make sure that brain is wired in a healthy way, because if not, it's not going to be good to be in person at that time, and that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that, you know? The fact that we could grow from a distance says a lot about our relationship. You know, because there's times where, like, I can feel you, you know, being healing towards me and loving me, and you know, I just kind of feel like, you know, you're inside of my heart, and that is your home, and vice versa. So yeah, let's just heal ourselves, and let's, you know, you know, and I get that you want to lead me as well. I think we're just kind of leading together. I don't want to say that one's leading more than the other, because I've had so many dreams where it was just back and forth dynamics where, you know, you led, but it was a mutual thing. It was like we're both leading at the same time, you know. Really beautiful dreams. My dreams are always like more, they feel like so much more real than when I'm awake. It's kind of like one of the life after deathers I love. It was I think can't remember. Carol Van Groff, I want to say. I hope that's right. But she's on Present with an exclamation point on YouTube. Really great life after deather experience, and she says this is kind of the black and white version of TV. Or, you know, it might have been Amy Call, actually. Both of them get confused because I watched theirs a lot because I really like both of theirs. Amy Call was a former member of the same place I was from, so that's why I like her. But I mean, I like this card a lot because we're both coming into springtime. And, you know, I'm doing some spring cleaning, like I said, and I'm cleaning out my body, and don't ever feel pressured to do stuff that I'm doing. I'm just kind of doing me, and, you know, if I'm being a hermit, it's just to heal myself. If I'm withdrawing my, like, love and affection, it's not personal, it's me just healing myself. And
Well, because I'm
You are racking up a very expensive account, though.
What?
Not playing games and whatnot.
What?
can you guys shut up? Okay?
I'll try. I'm just so vocal.
You
know?
too? Like, stop talking about me right now.
I'll have to. I don't know.
Yeah, you can't, can you?
I don't even know what to say. You're just intimidating me so much, and I feel like I can't figure it out, and it's making me really anxious.
You are so cute, dude.
Thank you.
I fucking love you guys. I'm glad they're gone. Because now we can be alone. Yeah, so it's cute because, I think the things that we're both kind of worried about, like, we're going to find some balance in ourselves and not worry about them before, you know, the universe brings us together, because I know that it's not going to happen until we're both ready. That just feels right, you know, because, like, why would it, you know? When you came to me the first time, like I said, I was dancing on the streets, you know, just kind of doing my thing, because it was really a way for me to kind of say, like, fuck you to everyone that broke my heart, and at the same time it was my freedom dance as a warrior, and it was a way to get myself to exercise because I was going through a lot of depression after the heartbreak that I did. And so I was honestly just having a lot of fun. I know that some people can see that as me trying to get attention, and I find that really funny, but I can understand it. But that's definitely not why I was doing it. So, you know, that's okay. But, so what I was gonna say is that it's cool because, you know, as you know, like, you know, I'm here to do certain things that I'm not worried about, certain financial problems, because I know who I am, all right? So if that is a concern for you, just know that it's not going, like, I will share everything with you. So, you know, if that's something that you're worried about, just give it some time. I'm kind of working on, you know, just building my empire back up. And so, I had $10,000 at one point just in savings and stuff. I paid off my car and everything. Like, I was really good. There's this time, like, that's the moment I'm really proud of myself. I know it's not, a whole lot, but it's, it's something. And at another point in time, I had $3,000 saved. So I'm pretty good with that stuff, I think, and really like a minimalist, at heart. And there's just things that I've learned about you that kind of tell me that you kind of understand that as well, that you're the same way. So what I'm saying is that, like, our unity, it's already going to put all of our worries to shame, because just because of the dynamics. It's kind of like, well, if I want to be a singer, and then, like, I might need like a manager or something like that. And so so this is where it kind of comes in, where it's like the financial flow, and where our like our partnership is kind of like making that happen as well. So just don't worry if you need to take time off of work and, like, you're worried about that stuff, because, like, I don't want you to worry about that stuff in our unity. But do whatever you want at the same. I'm not telling you what to do either. So I just don't, I just want to put your worries at ease. Oh wow. These are, like, so you remember this card. It's just so, like, it's so crazy to me, because this, like, before I ever even got into tarot cards, this was kind of how my dream looked, but not the same, different for sure. But it was just like, there's butterflies, like, there's just so many things that are so connected with our specific unity that it's kind of creepy, really. That is something that I do too. I do use humor as, like, deflection to not get, like, down to, like, the depths of my heart, just because I don't think anyone's ever been there before except myself. And so it's kind of like, I don't know how to explain it, but all I can say is that when I would go near your energy, I really did feel like a little girl with a crush. And that's just puppy love, That's unconditional love. And so that makes sense now, At the time, it was kind of like, am I really feeling that? Am I really, like, experiencing that? Or am I, like, making that up in my head? Because living in a world that wants you to be logical, it, kind of happens like that. You start questioning yourself, and just having other people question you also makes you question yourself. And you really learn that when you have milk makers. So it's very frustrating. But, I'm not going to explain myself to people anymore. I know me, and that's enough. And I'm just going to let things be how they are. Not judge my process. Let myself heal. So this says, let go of belief systems that no longer work for you. An important life-changing event, a situation that leads to significant opportunities. We both know that that's true. And we're good by ourselves, and that's why becoming a family is really cool, because, we're just this powerhouse. And there's stuff that will try to, like, stop that, or I think it's just kind of like buffing us out. Like, it's pushing us to become our more authentic selves. I know it looks like people are fighting with you and stuff like that, But I'm realizing it's just a way to push you into the right direction, which is this direction. Like when I say right, I don't mean in the thinking unless it's coming from your heart. It's this, this thinking, right? So I am a thinker. But I'm realizing I need to really turn my brain off. And I know you'd really, really appreciate that. But I'm also a rebel, so if I feel like someone's telling me, hey, shut off your brain, I'm gonna be like, hell no, just because I want to be able to have my choice, and maybe you're like that too. So even with my guides, like, I'll have a feeling of like, hey, don't drink that caffeine, but hey, look, I'm drinking some because I love it. Like, I like rebelling against my guides because I don't like people telling me what to do, It's as simple as that. And then I realized, well, they're just trying to help, but fuck them. So, but I'm really learning that they're just trying to help. So, the true love that is long-lasting, choices made from the heart, a return to good health. Wow. Yeah, and look, that's just beautiful, because that's so true. That's exactly what's happening for us right now. And wow, right after that one, because we both want kids, Children or childhood, the return of people or romances from your past, remembering events differently in a better or worse light than how they really occurred. These were all faced up, so I'm just going to read them how they were. Wow, because for one, my mission on Earth is to return human beings to their natural selves, which is childlike wonder. And that's more of the heart, I always say that people that are, they're not wanting to connect with their inner child, they are just pretending to be adults. We're not really adults, okay? I see all of us as babies because we are new to every single thing that we're doing. Even if we've done it before, it's always going to be a new experience, and isn't that the most babyish you could be? So we're returning back to our, puppy love and like little girl with a crush and, that kind of feeling. That's the reality. My brain trying to like figure out if that's like actually real, because just my heart felt it and I wasn't as trusting with my heart at the time, but now I am because I've been through so much, and that's why I'm so grateful. Like even if you decided that you didn't want to be with me, which like I know that you wouldn't at this point, but it would be okay, because I have just learned so much, and I'm gonna love my life either way, and that's a really cool feeling to have, because I also feel like I could do anything. I feel like I could go through anything, because I've just been through so much fucking shit, that I could handle that, and this is true for me especially because like I'll look back on the messages that you sent, and I think because you're learning communication with me from the heart, if I can say that. I think that I've gotten offended if it's coming from here, because that just kind of exhausts me to have to like break that open and like get back to the heart stuff, but I don't mind doing it. I just think that that's your real work to do. Like that's our real work to do, is healing ourselves. So being open with like how we're actually feeling is what I'm saying is like, that should be our top job. So whatever else is keeping us from doing that, we need to just kind of give it a break, put it down, come back to it later, or whatever. So I'm just remembering things that you have artistically done, and, you know, like different messages, like very different. And now, like, when I look at certain images that Spirit sends me from you, you know, whether it's through like art or whatever, it shows me, it just kind of, you know, it's kind of like, instead of reading the message, I'm just kind of like reading through it. And I'm reading that, wow, this person like put out an intention of love for me, instead of like looking at, hey, what does that mean? And like, what's the logistics behind like that word? It's just more of like, oh, that's a nice gesture that someone would think of me, and they, you know, they'd express their love in an open way, that I could see that and just, you know, connect with it. And it makes me feel really loved. And I just think you're, you know, such a badass. You really fucking are. And it's just the love that you have. I think both of us, you know, kind of weeded people out in our lives because our love is too much. It really is. And I don't think we necessarily do that on purpose, but it is, you know, kind of how we are. And, you know, maybe sometimes it is on purpose to weed people out, but that's okay. And, you know, my cousin does that too. And that's okay. And so that's why we've, you know, attracted each other. And, you know, it's been mutual that way. And I appreciate any trust that you've developed in me, at, you know, in your own timing, whatever feels comfortable for you to like open up with, and, you know, trust me with that. I'm really grateful for those times, for the good times. So yeah, I'm just remembering things differently than I originally saw them. And, you know, you are the return of a romance, and we are gonna have some kids. And I'm thinking, I'm thinking maybe like 3 boys. I can just kind of feel their energy around me, so I think they are kind of like protecting me and stuff. And maybe you felt them too, I don't know. But there's definitely 3, and they are very feminine, but they have masculine bodies. And I might have a girl for the 4th one. I'm not sure yet, but yeah, I probably will. But, you know, she's gonna be like me, where she's masculine on the inside. So I have to really learn to love everything about myself before I have kids too, because I don't want to put my not accepting myself onto them. Like, that's what we do, is that everyone's a reflection of what we are and what we see in ourselves. So when we're talking to people, it's kind of like looking in the mirror and talking to ourselves. If we don't like ourselves, we don't like the stuff we see, there's going to be a lot of hatred and, like, you know, mean stuff that's said. But it's just part of the healing process. I know that you pick up other people's pain too, and I think that's why you have such a huge spirit. I think that you've done a lot of service for people, and that you really do deserve this, like I do. So, you know, do what you can to not doubt that you deserve all of this, and all this. But yeah, that's real beautiful. Real. That's cool that these ones just popped out. I've got some more that kind of flew out. Princess of Spring. Well, this is the one that you saw, the Making Wishes. So if you, I mean, I don't want to, say anything that's going to offend you either, or say it in the wrong way. I just think that, like, the easiest thing for me to not sort through, as far as, like, being logical, or like, oh, what does she mean when she is, like, showing me this piece of art or like this word. I mean, I'm still gonna look through it, but it is easier if it's kind of just like without words, you know, like the pictures really, the pictures that you did, really were like, my heart could just like feel that, and that was what made it easier for me to like turn my mind off. And I could feel the depth in that. Like, that's one of the deepest feelings I've ever felt for another person, was through those pictures and through seeing you, and just getting to know you and stuff. So let's do these three. Yeah, so I just, you know, I get shy about love because I haven't really experienced it the same way that I've learned to love myself. So, you know, I kind of do deflect and back into my comfort zone of like being funny or whatever. But I think that's just part of being me, and being very sensitive. And so like there are parts of me that are shy, and those parts in you that are like that, I really love. I really love people like that. So it's kind of interesting that that's how you are, because I've always found that very endearing. And it's helped me love that in myself because I love it in you so much. And the other thing is, like, I don't know if the like masculine bodies in the collective are feeling insecurities for, like, you know, their bodies and stuff, but just know that I've had dreams about your body, so I kind of know like what's going on, and it's what I want. Like I said, I'm just grateful that like you have a body to share with me, and I just like your energy and your light, and the beauty that's inside of you. I think that it does reflect outwardly, and I think that's why your face was hidden from me for so long, is that you're so beautiful that I needed to learn to love you for your soul, and that was just part of it, you know. But me too, like, that's how I am. I think that there's so much beauty inside that it seeps out, and so that's where my beauty really comes from. My handsomeness. I would not mind if you called me a guy, or, you know, called me handsome or whatever. Definitely not asking you to. I just don't mind at all, because I'm both, you know. So the Queen of Spring, I'm really glad I pulled that one, because like I don't want to just be a princess, you know what I'm saying? Believe in yourself. Wonderful people want to help you maintain a balance between work and home life. So that's what I'm doing already. I'm kind of starting work over again. Oh, and I was going to say, I forgot to mention last time. Oh, yeah, I should have just been down here. Forgot to mention last time that, my main jobs that I'm doing, the real work that I'm doing, is sound therapy, and it's $85 donation for an hour and 15 minutes, and I'm in Spanish Fork, so if you don't live in the area, you're gonna have to make a drive. I also do movement therapy, and that's the same price. So if you're feeling intuitively inclined to be a part of that, and I'm kind of talking to, you know, the general public. So movement therapy is kind of just, I'm gonna kind of show you how to dance, and it's gonna be that. And then the sound therapy is me singing to you. So people really like both, and the outcome, people usually tell me that they're just feeling more themselves, and that they can trust their intuition more, and their mind's more clear, and it's just kind of a full, I don't see it as Reiki, but some people might. It's it's just, that's not what I classify it as, because it sounds therapy. But it is, for entertainment purposes, with the intentions to, just kind of teach yourself how to love yourself. So, yeah, I'm kind of figuring out a balance again and restarting my work with that. And then this is the other one that I always get, and like I said before, these cards are not for me alone. These are for everyone watching, and these are meant to be timeless. So when you see the video, it's usually going to be right for you. But you don't always have to align with it, You don't have to do anything, okay? Oh, well, this is very true for me. A desire for a more meaningful life, realizing that it's time to move on, choosing to make major life changes. So that's definitely going on for me right now. Because I'm kind of greedy in the way that I'm like, well, I mean, I could do all this stuff by myself, but why not do it with my partner, Because that would just be more fun, I think, So that's how I feel about that. And it is hard to say how you really feel, because you can be rejected. I don't mind being rejected at this point, because I feel like I found so much fulfillment in my life, and finding myself again and being reborn and just healing myself, it's taught me a lot about what I want in life, and it's given me a lot of confidence back. And so, I just think that you're the cherry on top, and I'm not expecting anything from you, at this point. I think in the past we both kind of had our expectations, because we came from grounds of conditional love, learning what unconditional love is. And unconditional love doesn't have expectations, and that's not fair for me to put those on you. And I am sorry that I've caused you that pain of not loving you unconditionally like you deserve. So forgive me or not. That's how I feel about that. And I'm just going to go ahead and throw some more. So, there's a lot that wanted to come out. But this one really is me. I always pull it, okay? And you can do anything. Take charge of your life. You can manifest what you need to be a success. So that's already happening for me. I can feel that. That's why I used to be kind of like, oh God, money and shit. But now I'm just like, I feel like it's going so fluidly in my life that I've stopped caring about the amount that I have. It's just kind of going through me, instead of like I'm trying to hold on to it. I'm just like letting it flow through me. And I'm not worried at all about any of that, because I know exactly why I came here. And this one needs to be read. Gentle, sensitive, kind, inexperienced. We're both inexperienced, okay? We both have a lot of patience too, so I'm really not worried about it. All right, buddy. A new relationship or emotional experience, invitations to social events, a compassionate friend you can share your concerns with. And see, that's actually why I don't get close to people, is because I can't be my full self. As much as I've tried, I always have to hide parts about me because it's not accepted. And then I realize, well, I'm my best friend, so I'd rather just be alone if that's the case, And I think we're both like that, because it kind of makes sense. Like, that's just taking care of yourself. That's not being egotistical. That's taking care of your mental health and your emotional health, which connects to your body. So this one says balance. Take everyone's input into consideration, merge viewpoints to create a better solution. Take your time, there's no need to rush. Really beautiful card. We got another kitty in there. And I am a Libra, so I think some of that stuff is true, but I don't go full blown into astrology because I just think that there's more, it's deeper than that too. But I know that there is truth to that, and I do like to balance things out. And so that's kind of true for me. And that's part of my justice system, is I like to be the peacemaker instead of cause, fights and stuff. I like to, break the fights up or whatever. I like doing that stuff. So, when we are together, just know, like, I understand that you're going to want to protect me and, because you love me. And same to you, I want to protect you just as much. And, you know that I would die for you. And I know that you would die for me too, because we kind of did that. We died for each other. So, thank you. And there's no need to rush, Both of us, I think we've just been through so much heartbreak that we're just at the point where it's like we can't rush into anything again. Like, emotionally, that's just exhausting thinking about, because we've just been so heartbroken, because we are really big spirits, really, intimidating light healers, just because we have so much empathy and love, and that just scares people because they don't understand it, because they're here, for the time being. This one also needs to be read. I am the sun. I've just been having a lot of spiritual connections with being the sun, which relates to sunflower. It's just, for me, it's kind of more powerful, because I know that I am a powerful being, and through my love. Okay, that's what I'm saying. I'm not saying through control or any other kind of way, or like force. That's not real power. To me, that's weakness. That's not coming from a place of strength. It says plans that work out perfectly, amazing ideas that lead to rewards and commendations, gratitude for the blessings of life. And that's so true for me right now, because I'm just loving that all of this is like not just like in my head, and it's not just a dream. It's really happening, That's just so cool to me. So this is definitely for both of us. But I want to say it's for you. Like, I just feel like you really need someone to tell you that it's okay to relax and rest and be lazy. I don't know what you need to hear exactly, but maybe you need to hear, like, you are allowed to be lazy, and like you really need to know that, because you've done so much work, and that. Like, when do you get to recharge? Think about computers. When you take it to an IT department and they say, well, have you tried turning it off and on again? And that's kind of what we did when we died and came back to life while we were living. We both did that. That's a fucking trip all in itself, isn't it? But, oh, hell. Let me get adjusted here. So yeah, be lazy, be lazy as all frickin' hell, alright? And, yeah, please take time off of work, even if you can't. I know that sounds weird, but, like, I've been thrown into a position that's like, I couldn't work, okay? When you're thinking about suicide every second of the day, it's hard to even brush your teeth, okay? So maybe that speaks for some other people that are having those feelings, but it's just part of the awakening, and, if you can stick through it, you'll grow perseverance, and that's my strength that I've learned about me. So fucking cool. And this one needs to be pulled. She's pretty. Trust that there is a reason for everything that happens. Remove yourself from the negative emotions of others, focusing on that which frightens or worries you. So, I mean, yeah, because like we don't want someone to smash our heart again. So of course we're going to think, how do I avoid going through that again? Well, that's not going to be my intentions ever. I am not intentionally trying to cause people pain ever. In fact, my intentions are to do the exact opposite. I am a human being, and I do get angry and sad with things. And that's the other thing is like so for going so long in my life not feeling like I was allowed to be sad and angry, there's a lot that has to come out now, okay? Because there's only a matter of time that can build up and just explode, you know? So as much as you try to like shove it away and shove it down, because that was easier for me. I mean, 28 years of ignoring myself and then having to like accumulate all that pain and transmute it into light is extremely difficult. That's a lot of stuff to sort through, okay? That, you know, and because I've ignored my needs for that long, my entire life, pretty much. And that's where I'm realizing, I need to rest, literally. There's no way around this. My foot will even kick in if I'm being too like, you know, just not resting enough or, you know, relaxing. My foot will kick in and it will force me to relax. So I don't know if you've been experiencing stuff like that for yourself, but, you know, maybe me just bridging the communication with my experiences will help you see how things like that in your life have happened too. This is me. I've always known it. So I think you're starting to realize that, you know, my intentions weren't to hurt you. I was trying to heal you. And so I've kind of always known what was going on between us. And I think you're kind of realizing that that is why you can trust me. And I hope that you do, but I don't expect anything from you. I really don't. I think I'm just, you know, hoping that you'll rest and go at your own pace. And again, I'm not expecting you to come to my door. I know that that's really hard. And so that's kind of like an unrealistic expectation to put on someone. I guess in my mind, I just thought, hey, that's fair. So that's where my mind goes, you know? Because I want things to be fair for me because like, I feel like I'm so generous and I don't want to be taken advantage of again. That's my main concern. But you know, I know that the universe isn't going to let that happen now. Now I realize that. I did not realize that before I had all of these experiences, and that's why I'm so grateful, because now I know the universe isn't going to make it unfair. It's always going to be fair. Some shit's going to happen. This is my karmic justice to rest, to heal myself, to become a, you know, new and improved version of myself, you know, stronger than ever. And just, I look at it as like when we're building a new muscle. You're tearing it down so you can build it back up again, right? So you don't want to keep working out the same muscle because that's just going to rip it, you know, it's going to make it worse. It's going to make it weaker if you're using it that much. You have to turn it off. You have to turn the system off. I'm not even saying meditate, you know, because for me, sometimes that's really fucking hard. I don't know why, but it is, okay? So I know that that's supposed to be something that we're doing that's easy to heal ourselves. But for me, you know, it's kind of like, well, you know, maybe I want to rebel against my guides, or maybe I'm just feeling too depressed. I'm kind of like, well, what's the point, you know, sulky and sad like that. But I'm healing more and more every day. And so that's just part of it. Like, healing your body is really going to heal your mind. And, you know, some people don't even have to meditate and they're put into a spiritual awakening, and I think that's kind of like what I'm trying to do in my own way. So I think when we decide like, hey, I don't want to do that, it's because we're trying to find out how to do it in a new and different way than other people have done it. So I don't think there's any wrong way to reach enlightenment or like a goal of finding yourself. So this is the Hermit. Says, find or be a mentor, take a break from society, a commitment to your spiritual growth. So, I mean, look how goddamn old she is. Okay, that's me. I'm an old granny. And I'm liking it. And I'm going to go ahead and just like that about myself, okay? So, I like to be alone because, quite frankly, what happens with empaths is you go out in society, you go around other people, and you pick up all their energy. So once you picked up all their pain, you need somewhere to go recharge yourself, because if you don't, I mean, you're going to want to kill yourself. That's just how it is. It's too much pain. You cannot expect people to do more than they're capable of. And because we are such sensitive lights, that's what I see, everything as. Everything is love and light. And so because we're so sensitive, but we're also like, what we classify as God, we almost like expect people to be godlike and be whatever we think God's supposed to be. But I think my perspective on that has changed because, God isn't really like this perfect, it's perfect in the sense that a child is perfect. That a baby is perfect. That's how I see God, is just seeing, my nephew, I don't know what to call him, my cousin's baby, Nova, that I always post about. He is joy to me. And that's how I see God now. Not really knowing everything, at the same time knowing everything, because everything is just love. And you are that, and you're sensitive, you're a baby, so hey, things are gonna make you sad and mad, and you're gonna need to eat food, and you're just gonna need to be a baby and explore the universe like that, because I think that opens our eyes more when we're seeing things from a child's perspective and a baby's perspective, because they don't have the filters that we do as adults, that we've been thrown on and accumulated in our lives. We don't have those labels and things that people have said, oh, you're this, and we've decided, oh, okay, because you're a child, so you're gonna believe the surroundings. But then you become an adult and you realize, okay, that's not really who I am, and stuff's just not working out, because spirit wants you to be aligned with your true self. And I think that's why we're here. I think in the grand scheme of things, we are here to experience love in multi-dimensional ways. That's self-love, that's love with your partner, that's love with your friends, that's love with just, everyone. So I really do love everyone. That does not mean that I want to be around them all the time, though. I really like my alone time, and I'm not saying that to you directly as hey, leave me alone. Actually, I think that, once we're feeling ready with things and, healthy and stuff, I think it's kind of different for you. It's kind of a bias, because I actually would probably if you annoyed me and stuff like that, because I trust you and you're me, and I'm always going to understand if we need to take a break from each other, so, and I hope that you'll understand that if I am, withholding affection, it's not because of you, or it's just, if I'm reserving my energy, like I said, it's because I need to heal myself, or I'm just needing to be in my own energy, because I like my own energy, and it's not, I'm not trying to, offend you if I'm sexually satisfying myself. So that's just a way for me to connect with myself, and I'll do things like that to connect with myself. And so if you be doing that, I'm not gonna judge you for that either, because I'll understand what's going on there. But I think if we just try to, like, understand each other at this point, it's just going to be easier for us, and just know, like, yeah, we do come from different pathways, but that's why this union is so important and beautiful, because it's healing all of our ancestors and bloodline, that maybe didn't understand unconditional love, and it's just kind of connecting a lot of things for us. And we are here, I believe, to heal humanity and the planet, and I think we're doing a really great job of that. Even just bringing awareness to it. Like, I've started realizing that you really don't have to do, like, physically exhausting, put in that much effort to get the kind of results that you really want, because a lot of, like, our energy, I think, comes from our trying to be logical and make sense of the universe, and it kind of drains us. And then when you step into the heart mentality, it's just, like, easier, because it's more fluid, it's more fun. Life is supposed to be fun. If we're prescribing playtime to adults, they're going to be more productive workers. If we're prescribing vacation time and time off for people's mental health, they're going to be better workers. And that's been proven in these newer jobs. So I want work for people to be like that. That's what I want for humanity, is to have, I think that basic needs should just be a human right. It's not impossible. I mean, there's 7 vacant houses to every 1 homeless person. And that's how stupid this rent thing is to me. So I think everyone deserves their basic needs. And then if you want extra things, maybe you could do a job that serves humanity and serves the planet. That's just how I look at it. I think it could be like that, and I think it's moving in that direction. So that's just great as all hell, I guess I'm feeling like this one needs to be pulled, and the one under it. So positive changes are on their way. A welcome relief of troubled times, traveling or relocating. In fact, I have a friend that I call Jesus, because he looks a lot like him, and he's super psychic, so he kind of is Jesus, and he just taught me more about unconditional love, and every time I would have worries or concerns, he would send me, like, a puppy love emoji, and, that kind of brings me back to, like, what I'm learning. It's just puppy love, like, don't stress out, because it's going to work out if it's meant to be. And, that's what I've learned. And it is meant to be. So don't worry about that. I have full faith that this is coming together really nicely. And it's coming together at the right time for both of us. And it's really helped me let go of expectations of everything, which I really needed to do for myself. So, like, when I'm learning, I think I kind of do it the opposite sometimes, where I learn to not judge other people, and then that helps me not judge myself. So I think some people will do it the opposite way, where they learn to not judge themselves, and so they don't judge other people. But I'm just, I'm doing it my own way. And I'm the moon. I have a sacred connection to the moon. I think a lot of people like me do. It says powerful, intuitive epiphanies, letting go of worry and fear, understanding the truth of a situation. So the truth of the situation, really, no matter what you were saying to me, no matter what the message was, the underlying message was that you love me. And that's what I'm starting to see. And I'm starting to really let go of my fears, just because, my guides are like, hey, it's okay, it's time to heal. This is your resting spot. And, it's kind of opened my eyes up to realizing that we don't have healthcare centers, and we need them, because everyone has mental and emotional illness and physical illness. And I mean, that should be our main priority. If we want better workers in our society, we need to take care of their emotional and mental and physically healthy needs. And so yeah, some people get clarification through meditation. For me, I think I get clarification from doing cleanses, and that's why I'm kind of obsessed with doing cleanses. So yeah, I like them. I really like them. I kind of want to pull some more from here, actually. So I'm gonna do that. These are kind of cool, right? I'm sure you guys love that. I do so many annoying sounds. I'm like listening to it. I'm like, oh god, they're gonna love that. Well, thanks for watching anyway. Thanks for not watching. Who cares, you know? This one wants to come out. This one. This one. Alright. I know it's turning you on. But just calm down, alright? Calm down, buddy. Yeah, I don't know. Okay, this one came out. That one wants to come out for sure. This one is in reverse, so that's that. Okay, oh, cool. There's that. Those 3, maybe, and then these 2. Oh, 3. Okay, 4. Alright, we got a few here, buddy. Alright? We got a few goddamn ones here. Oh, God, I'm gonna have to read so frickin' much. Oh, that's interesting, because when I was, looking up some other people's, these are the ones that Spirit told me resonated with you. So, when I say spirit, I mean my own goddamn spirit, okay? That I'm connected to. We're connected to everything. And that's why I think our brains don't understand, hey, we're connected. Our heart's connected to you, so, yeah. Just gonna have to deal with that, right? So these are all the cards I just pulled. Yeah, you married a weird one, hon. Let me just tell you that. But yeah, you like that, don't you? The Magician. I just pulled that in my other one. Like, I pulled it intentionally because I knew that it needed to be read, and then this one came out, so that just confirmed my intuition. So that's kind of how I test out my heart knowledge, my intuition to make it stronger. That's actually why I go to psychics, because I'll have a feeling, and if it's confirmed by a spiritual, mentor or someone, then that's where I go, okay, cool, I was right about that. So it helps me become stronger in that area. I don't know what the hell this is, but I'm gonna look it up. Oh my god, 6. Okay. Fond childhood memories, inheritance, new relations, and situations are tied to the past. So this was right side up. Do with that what you will. King of Wands, I want to say this is directly for you. But I also look at myself like I'm a king, so I think that's been clarified. And that's very goddamn clear now. The art. Oh my god, so artistic. The King of Wands embodies growth and new beginnings, authority, enthusiasm, leadership, and passion. So I cannot stress enough how badass and masculine as fuck I find it when you reach out to me in a way of you just have so much faith and trust that this is gonna work. Like when you said, oh, it's gonna happen. That was just so alluring to me, and I mean, I guess it's kind of embarrassing how much it turned me on, because it was just a flood of love and passion that I could feel, and that's what I consider to be masculine. So it's stuff like that, where the leadership is in a extremely loving way, and not ignoring your intuition and stuff. So but I know that's not easy. I'm an empath, and I still have, I still need to learn some stuff about that. Five of Cups. It's kind of cool she gave me these to borrow. So it's loss, grief, disillusionment, regrets. So I think both of us do have, a lot of loss in our life, and right now we're grieving over that, and that's just okay. It's just part of the process. Like, don't hold back your tears. And I'm not saying that like I know how to do that better than anyone else, because like I said, I wasn't allowed to cry all my life. So that's something I've had to really work on, is crying in front of other people, even crying in my alone time. And that's something that you said to me too. You told me to cry if I needed to, and that our tears make us stronger. And so that, to me, that's very masculine. Like, when you're saying stuff like that, it's just very like sexy, and it turns me on, and it's very attractive, and like that's what I consider to be extremely masculine. And I find myself like that. That's why I think that, like, I can relate. And I think it's like with other like partners I've seen in the collective, I've realized that kind of what's going on, it's kind of a similar pattern with the ones I know, that it is like a mirror, in the sense that maybe as masculine as you look on the outside, that's how masculine I am on the inside, and then vice versa, and you're just as feminine on the inside as I am on the outside. And so I'm not fully feminine on the outside either. I do look pretty masculine as well. So that's just a reflection that you're both, and that I see you as both. And then I'm just trying to balance that. I'm never trying to like make fun of you or like make you feel bad about yourself. But that's also because I think women are just so strong. If I call a guy a woman, I think that should be a compliment, because I think women are badass as fuck. Like, they're so much stronger than a lot of us realize, and I've realized that firsthand, how fucking strong I am, and that's how I know that women usually don't give themselves credit for being as strong as they really are, because, I don't know, we think that that's attached to a gender or something. Temperance, this one is for you specifically, because that came up a few times in some other card pullings for you. But I'm also taking the stuff to hurt myself. Come on. Oh, they kind of remind me of my fairy cards, but they're not exactly the same. Oh my god. Just not finding it. So for me, like, it's kind of frustrating, because with Candida, you're just super tired. You have chronic fatigue, and it does give you suicidal thoughts. So I realized, like, that was connected to that. And connected to me needing to heal my sacral, which is connected to my heart. And that the sacral is your life's purpose energy. That's how I look at it. Yeah, if I'm seeming hesitant with things, it's because, maybe it's because I don't want to get hurt again, or just because I'm working through some stuff. Oh my hell. Well, alright. Is it just not in here? Like, what the... I'm not seeing it. I'm not seeing it, dude. Well, what is... Oh, temperance. Okay, I found it. But see, in those situations where I'm feeling crunched for time to do a task, sometimes I can get anxiety because I'll feel like in the past, if I haven't done things fast enough or in the right way, I would get hurt, in many different ways. So it kind of trained even my body to respond in an anxiety-induced way to like pressure and doing things the right way. Which again, like the right way is wrong, but the right way, that's gonna heal us. So it says temperance is moderation, management, equanimity, accommodation. And I know that you're really smart and educated, and I like to talk gangsta just to be funny. But I think you know that too. And it's not really about like, for me, I guess I did some education. I kind of thought that you gotta like talk a certain way to be intelligent or whatever. But when I met this mentor that I called Duke, something that he said was, "I'm gonna talk to you in pure cowboy language," and that's just love. That was his answer. Was that it's just about love. So I don't, and especially knowing that some of these higher dimensional beings, which I'm including you in, it is a lot harder for them to form sentences and words and to bridge communication. I think that I just have a natural talent for doing that. And, I've just had a different life. And I'm not saying I'm cooler than you, even though I am. I'm just saying that I get it, and I have a lot of respect for people that are higher dimensional beings, and I can see that it's harder for them. Because my false really was like that. I had to do a lot of the communication, which I actually like to do anyway, so it wasn't a problem. It might have been annoying at sometimes for them. But he even said to me at the same time, like, there's some stuff that you bridge together for me in my mind that I couldn't quite figure out how to piece together, and he really wasn't verbal. I mean, that's just kind of how he was, and so I learned to not, judge people, and then I found out later, well, if you're higher dimensional being, like, it's almost impossible to communicate with people because you're just, there aren't right words. And that's something that both of us, like, need to remember, is that there really are no words for what's happening here. It's just too, you can't put a word on it. It's too beautiful. So this guy's upside down, and I like the upside down ones because they're really tripping me out. I don't know, they're just upside down, they're different, okay? So I'm gonna do that one. The Page of Swords. A confident young man who thrives on physical challenges, vigilant and agility, but it's reversed. So it says unprepared, unpredictable, and exaggerated. So if that's for us, maybe the unprepared part is us healing. Unpredictable is us getting excited about the unity, but not knowing how to, like put it in words or get it into actions. And then exaggeration, I think that's just kind of like exaggerating like the negative stuff because we were scared of, we were kind of scared of unconditional love, if I could say that. Kind of shy about it. And just kind of scared to be hurt again. That's the bottom line for both of us. So kind of like exaggerating the illusions of the 3D world. And that's what's really taught me to pay more attention to my dreams than anything I'm seeing outside of my dreams. Because I've had dreams that come true. And so that's kind of inspired me to really look into depth with what my dreams are trying to tell me. What's this guy? Just a freaking X? I don't know. He's an X, so whatever. But you just, I'm sure you're realizing this. I will always choose you over anyone else. So even if later down the road, and I don't want you to be worried about this either, I'm just saying that if later down the road we decide to open up our relationship to other people, whether it's sexual or whatever, because we're such huge loving beings, I could see how that would make sense that both of us might want to do that. I'm not saying that I need that. I'm really comfortable with just being alone. I can't stress that enough. So it's not something that I need, okay? It's just kind of like if we both decided mutually that we wanted to maybe express love with some of the other collectives together, like that would be a mutual decision though. So I never want you to feel like I'm just gonna go out and, because I don't want to hurt you, and like I'm really comfortable with being myself, and like if I ever have those feelings like I want to be with someone else or whatever, like I would just rather like be open with you and talk about that and just say, hey, I'm feeling like this because like this happened, and like, maybe I like, like people do that, I think, because they're not getting what they need from a relationship. I think that's usually why people do that. There's also power play and stuff like that, but I think we've gone through a lot of our power play stuff, and we're really getting into the healing and realizing that we're not these perfect gods in the way that's like, oh, we have to have everything together all the time for other people and be perfect, and be strong all the time. I really hope that resonates with you, because I know that being a masculine body is putting a lot of pressure on you to be everyone's hero, and even though I don't look like a guy, people have definitely put that on me too. So I know how you feel with that. And you are a hero though. That, like we're both learning, like the reason people see us that way is because like technically we are, like we're already doing very heroic things with love. And the bravery in love, like that's what I'm saying, is very masculine and just powerful energy, it's both genders are very powerful. So I'm not trying to put a gender on it. Like I said, these are for both genders, because it's not about the gender, it's about the heart, You goddamn idiots. Just kidding. It's not funny. I don't know. I'm saying some names. I've been kind of doing that lately. I don't know why, but it's not normally how I communicate my jokes and love. Because even though you're joking, it's kind of like, I don't know, you could be nicer. But that's, that's also how I grew up. It was just kind of, that was like a sign of endearment was calling people names. So I kind of got some rewiring to do for myself in my mind with that. I don't know what this guy wants from me, but I'm not finding him. It's gonna be the same thing as in the frog again. Well, I mean, let's forget him and go back to him, because I'm not finding him. Page of Pentacles was right side up. A messenger of hope, diligence, material rewards, enthusiasm, education. And that's happening for us. I mean, you always say, hey, you're trying to remind me, like, chill out and, like, no worries and stuff like that. And I just want to give you the same message that if you're worried about like work and finances, just know that like I obviously am capable and going to make up the difference. So please take off time from being exhausted and just let yourself heal, because you're gonna be more productive that way anyways. If your goal is to be more productive, which is usually why we burn ourselves out, then you'll take some time to heal. So yeah, I think that's all I'm gonna do because I gotta go pee, but thanks for being here, and thanks for being here, thanks for coming back. I know that you could have left when you had your accident, and then you chose to come here, so that was another thing that kind of gave me more trust and faith in us, is that you really wanted this, and that's just kind of what I want to feel and know, is that, you want it as much as I do, and that's where the balance comes in for me. And I want it to be healing and loving. I don't want to argue with you, and I'm not going to. And, don't feel like you need to argue with me if I'm starting stuff too. I think that we can definitely just communicate in a loving way like we really want to, because deep down I think that's what we really want. And I heard something somewhere recently that was like, we're not afraid of the light, we're afraid of the dark. Or we're not afraid of the dark, we're afraid of the light. And it's taken me some time to really understand the depths of that. But what it says to me is that we're comfortable in our pain because that's what we know. And so we're kind of shy to being unconditionally loved because that is new territory for us. Whether it's with ourselves or with each other, it's still very new because, people have really given us a lot of their pain to transmutate, and we're doing that really well. So my guides told me you were patting yourself on the back, and I'm really grateful for that because you deserve to love yourself, and you deserve to, all right? You deserve to just know how beautiful you are. And, so, come back for some more.